Well, sorry for the delay. I will start now. Thanking you to attending to my session. We are here to talk about Asterisk Dialplan, workflows, and maintainability. The idea is to make easy Dialplan. A little bit about myself. My name is Sebastián Gutiérrez. I'm a software architect and developer. My company Integra CCS is an Uruguayan company that makes software for contact centers, solution for contact centers, multi-channel. One is voice, is resolved with Asterisk, and we go all the way to social networking and other channels. Well, back to 2008, we start developing real hard dial plans. So coding was a bit difficult. It's hard to read, hard to maintain. If you have to make changes, it's really not easy. So we start thinking what it matches with the application and functions that you have in the dial plan. And we say, well, a workflow is like very like what you are writing. So why don't we do this? Then start developing our workflow designer. Basically, the problem was that we have like spaghetti code, a lot of code with so many go-to-ifs and many decisions to make, and changing some of that code was very difficult because you have to enter the plan, checks for the priorities, if you were using priorities, and change everything. So you waste a lot of time doing that. So we want to go from coding to drawing. So you can draw this dial plan, and if you make changes, it would be easy to reflect, and you don't have to rewrite all the code. So the solution is this. This is a workflow designer we made. It's a drag and drop solution, as you can see, and it's very easy to create workflows, dial plan with it. The idea here is that we are making this open source today. You can access this in GitHub. It's already up in the cloud. So the idea is to build a community with this designer and other functionalities and more applications, so everyone can benefit with using this kind of tool to write Asterisk software. So some of the advantages that we have with this kind of software. The dynamic creation of communication workflows. You can do whatever you want in a simple manner. It's drag and drop, so it's very easy to use. In some minutes you have an IVR running. And the heart of this software, basically, apart from the drawing tools and everything you have to make a beautiful draw of your dial plan, is the code generator. What it does is generate the code that you need to put it in Asterisk. Basically, why we keep using Dialplan Syntaxis? Because we have many other choices. We have AEL, and you have LUI also that you can use it for Dialplan. But this is the built-in Dialplan scripting language for Asterisk. So it is really easy to map to a workflow, and it's very easy to make new apps in C in the modular structure of Asterisk and create new applications, new activities in the workflows that use. For example, we made some very useful applications that are used like any other Asterisk application, that are JSON parsers, XML parsers, socket communication with other systems, that what they do is just do the parsing and convert to Asterisk variables, so you can have them on your workflow, on your dial plan. If we haven't found any other reason to change from that built-in dial plan scripting language. To talk about a little bit of the basic options of the workflow designers, we have the file manager. You can open workflows, you can save them. So you save all the flow in an XML file, and you can move it around, make changes later, and anywhere you want, you can use the debug option to check the code. Then you have a lot of tools to help you to draw your flow. You can copy and paste activities with the properties all set, and so it's very easy to start doing things faster. You can group, you can align, so it's very easy to read also what you are building. Then you have the code generator, and then on the left side you have containers with many applications and functions. The idea here is it's very easy for anyone that knows how to write Dialplan, use this tool, because every activity of this workflow maps almost directly or with an application or a function. But sometimes they are encapsulated in a better way, so you can directly get in a variable the result of a function without having to think too much on how it's done. The versions of the system, basically, the Integra Designer Lite is the one that we are releasing open source. It has the full capabilities, but there are some things that it doesn't have. For example, as we have a server in our solution, we can deploy and load Dialplans in real time and hot deploy. As we are making something for every Asterisk out there in the open source, then we didn't have that because you won't have our server. So we have to find then another solution that fits everyone. But anyway, the most important part of the system, that is all the applications, functions, and the code generator is there. Our designer has our configuration and other custom apps that we use, that we have inside Asterisk. So that's in our designer. And why are we open sourcing this today? Because we move everything to the web. Now we have a new workflow designer in our product, that the name is uContact, that it's all web-based. So we had a legacy workflow designer, and we thought there are a lot of people that write Dialplan code every day that could benefit with a tool like this. So we want to apport this to the community, to the Asterisk community that help us a lot. Okay, so this is a small video on how easy it is to make a IBR in some seconds. If you see, you use a start activity, that is the entry point of the Dialplan, where you set the context and the extension. Then you very easily drag and drop activities. And for example, we are here making a basic IBR menu when it asks you for some options. Place a welcome file with a menu, get those DTMF that you press, and then we'll take an option. The go-to-if application has the true and the false, so you don't have to know about the priorities in the system nor where it has to go. You with the arrows, you select to which application you want to go from there. So basically, it's taking the decision to a support queue with the basic options. And as you see, it's very fast to develop a basic IBR, but it's not just for basic IBRs. So I told you, we have very large IBRs developed with this tool, and it's very easy to use and maintain. If you wanted to change something, you just delete an application, you reconnect again, and all the code will be okay. As you can see, you have the true or false path. You can add labels to your flow. You can even print your flow, so the people understand what you are doing in your code. So basically, you have all the path and the code generated there. Okay, for developers now, because the idea of this is to be open source and the people can start adding functions and doing new stuff with this. It's a Visual Studio 2013 solution. It uses the .NET framework and it's a Windows Presentation Foundation application. It's designed for adding new activities very fast. In 5 minutes, you have a new activity running on the Workflow Designer. One activity is equal to a Dialplan application or a function. This version is only for Windows. That is why we move to a web environment now. Okay. No, this is Windows Presentation Foundation. And luckily, Microsoft released multiplatform.NET, but not yet Windows Presentation Foundation. So I don't know if will be in Linux. Okay, talking about the code structure. Basically, it's a Windows Presentation Foundation application, and this is where it goes. You have the core where you have all the connections, all that has to do with the flow, the drawing, and you also have there the Dialplan builder, that is the logic to create the code. In a very few steps, we can create a new activity. The idea of these presentations also is that serves as a tutorial for people who want starting adding new features to the tool. So basically, steps are choose and add an icon for the activity, add to the stencils to show in the toolbars, in the containers, create the object of the new activity, create the properties from that activity, and bind the properties to the object. When you do all that, it's ready to go and you have the new application. Now I want to show this more detailed. You have here in the left where the icons are. It's just a PNG file. You add it there in the containers when you want to have it. Then you have the stencils that are the containers that you have on the left. So you choose which container you have. You also can create another one. You choose one and you add it in the same way they are all added. So with this, we have now in the left side of the product, we have the new activity with the icon ready to go and ready to use it, drag and drop and get the connections and everything ready. Then you have to add the object. The object has his properties, the quantity of connectors, because you can always have applications like goToIf or goToIfTime that have two connections, one for true and one for false. So you select how many arrows you can pull out of the application, and then is override the toString to match exactly the code of that application of the Dialplan. After that, you create a new form for these activities, very easily drawing it in the Visual Studio. And then you bind all the properties to the object properties. When you do that, then you are ready to go, and the application is done with everything that has the other applications. So there's nothing for you to know of drag and drop or any code that could be hard to extend. So it's a very easy to extend tool. So what is on the roadmap? On the roadmap we need a way to load and deploy from any Asterisk system. So we use in our system a server that has all the workflows in the database, and when you deploy, our server runs through every single flow and create the Dialplan for them and deploys the extensions.conf in memory. But that is for our use case. To do it more generally, we should have something in memory, all the dial plans, all the flows that you create, and then create the file and probably upload it or through SFTP, or maybe some new feature that Asterisk 13 could have to deploy the dial plan. Then add more activities. There are a lot of more activities that can be added for this. That could be news for us, new on Asterisk 13, that I think we have many new applications and functions that are not there yet, so we can make it. And then basically match all the properties that have depending on the version of the Asterisk. Also, we can decide if we want to support which versions of Asterisk in the designer, so we can maybe put some kind of configuration to reflect the properties for each version of Asterisk. So basically, thank you. That's all. You can go to GitHub if you are interested in testing this product, and the idea is to create a community around it and help people to create faster dial plan code. Thank you. Yes, of course. We have many big dial plans, and what we use is separate them in small parts. You can use go-tos to go to one flow or another. So it's very easy to have different files or workflows for each part of what you want. Yes and no, because when you draw a dial plan, you basically save a file with two things. One is the dial plan code itself, and the other is the draw that knows the position of each thing. So the idea is when you save it, you have to save both things, the dial plan code and the workflow. So you can then load it and make changes, and that be affected in the right way. So basically what we do with our system is have a database that has context, extension, the flow itself, the draw, and the dial plan. So when our server deploys in real time, what it does is run through all those rows, generate the dial plan that is already generated by the designer, and make a big file and deploy it to Asterisk directly.
Anyone else?
The Git address, I can show you. Okay, doesn't read. It's in GitHub, Integra CCS, Integra Designer. You can go like this. This presentation is in a slideshow, and there are links to the GitHub and everything there. In our web page, also we will include a link to this project. So if you want to go in our web page, you can go directly to the code.
Well, thank you very much for the presentation.
Thank you.